Abrahah wanted to destroy the Kaaba, but he forgot the Kaaba has its own guardian. Assalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear Muslim friends, did you know that there was a tremendous event in Islamic history where Allah destroyed a massive army led by war elephants, not with human soldiers but with small birds carrying stones? This is a true story that shook the world, the destruction of Abrahah's army, who intended to demolish the Kaaba, the sacred house of Allah in Mecca. But Allah had a plan far greater than any human strength. Through this video, we will explore the tense moments of this event, from Abrahah's wicked ambition, the steadfast faith of the people of Mecca, to the descent of a heavenly army that brought divine punishment. Watch until the end, dear friends, because this story teaches us about the greatness of Allah, the power of prayer, and the importance of Tawheed. One, Abrahah's ambition and the march of the elephant army. Let us begin by getting to know Abrahah al-Habashi. He was a governor of Abyssinia, present-day Ethiopia, who ruled over Yemen under the authority of King Najashi. Abrahah was an ambitious and cunning leader, deeply driven to spread Christianity across the Arabian Peninsula. He was infuriated by the sight of thousands of people traveling to Mecca every year to worship at the Kaaba. As a Christian, he saw the Kaaba as a pagan relic and wanted to redirect Arab worshippers to a grand church he built. So, he constructed a magnificent cathedral called Al-Qulays in the city of Sana'a, decorated with gold, marble, and ornate carvings, all in hopes of drawing people away from the Kaaba. However, the Arabs remained loyal to the Kaaba. According to some accounts, one Arab was so offended by this attempt that he desecrated the church in protest. This enraged Abrahah, who swore to destroy the Kaaba himself. This oath was driven not just by anger, but by a greater ambition to impose his power and religious dominance over the heart of Arabia. He gathered a massive army, not just thousands of soldiers, but also war elephants, animals never before seen by the Arabs. The largest and most famous elephant was named Mahmud, the symbol of his might. The army marched from Yemen to Mecca, crossing deserts and valleys. Along the way, Abrahah defeated several Arab tribes who tried to resist him and sent messages to others, claiming he didn't seek war with the people, only the destruction of the Kaaba. To the Arabs, this army was terrifying. The sight of elephants was overwhelming. Many believed the Kaaba would surely fall. But what Abrahah did not realize was that he was not just challenging a building. He was confronting the house of Allah, and Allah is the best protector. Two, the people of Mecca and the prayer of Abdul Muttalib. As news of Abrahah's army spread, fear filled Mecca. The Quraysh tribe who lived there were terrified. A massive force armed with elephants was nearing, clearly intending to destroy the Kaaba, their most sacred site. The Kaaba was more than a place of worship. It was the spiritual, cultural, and economic center of the Arabs, especially the Quraysh. Its destruction would mean disaster on every level. Yet, the people had no means to defend themselves. They were not trained soldiers. They had no weapons or strategy to face such a force. In this time of crisis, one man stood out: Abdul Muttalib, the grandfather of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He was the leader of Banu Hashim and the custodian of the Kaaba. Calm and wise, he became a moral anchor for the people. When Abrahah approached Mecca, he sent messengers claiming he meant no harm to the people, only to the Kaaba. Abdul Muttalib requested a meeting with Abraha. That meeting became one of the most iconic moments in this story. Abraha was impressed by Abdul Muttalib's presence, dignified, calm, and noble. But he was surprised when Abdul Muttalib asked only for the return of his camels that had been seized, not to negotiate the Kaaba's fate. Abraha asked in disbelief, "I came to destroy your Lord's house, and you ask me about your camels." Abdul Muttalib replied with firm faith, "I am the owner of the camels, and I am responsible for them. As for the Kaaba, it has a Lord who will protect it." This response showed absolute trust in Allah. Abdul Muttalib placed his full faith in the divine protector of the Kaaba. Afterward, the people of Mecca evacuated to the hills, leaving the Kaaba in Allah's care. They prayed and placed their trust entirely in Him. Meanwhile, Abrahah's forces prepared to strike. But then something strange happened. Mahmud, the largest elephant, refused to move toward the Kaaba. When turned in other directions, it would walk, but when pointed toward Mecca, it would kneel and not rise. This was a clear sign that Abrahah was challenging something far beyond his comprehension, the power of the divine. Three, Allah's punishment and the destruction of Abrahah's army. With Mecca evacuated and the Kaaba left unguarded, Abrahah was confident victory was near. But he had no idea that divine retribution was about to descend. Mahmud still refused to march. The handlers tried everything, but the elephant would not budge toward the Kaaba. It was as if an unseen force was restraining it. Suddenly, the skies were filled with an unfamiliar sound. Flocks of small birds appeared, creatures unknown to the Arabs. They came in formation like an aerial army sent from above. In the Quran, they are referred to as Tyran Ababil, Surah Al-Fil, verse 3. Each bird carried 3 small stones from burning clay, 1 in its beak, 2 in its claws. The stones were small but devastating, divinely charged projectiles of punishment. As the birds began to release these stones over Abrahah's army, a terrifying scene unfolded. Each stone struck with divine precision. Soldiers were burned, split, and annihilated. The army was obliterated. Their remains resembled shredded leaves, as described in the Quran. And he made them like eaten straw. Surah Al-Fil, verses 4 to 5. Even Abrahah did not die instantly. His body rotted, his skin peeled, and he died in agony, far from the glory he sought. The mighty elephant army, once feared by all, became dust in history. The Kaaba stood untouched, preserved by the will of Allah. This event became known as the Year of the Elephant, Amul Fil, the same year the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was born. Subhanallah. This story is a powerful reminder that no force on earth can overcome the will of Allah. Even a mighty army with elephants was destroyed in an instant by birds and stones. Allah protected His house, showing us all that those who oppose Him will face total defeat, no matter how powerful they may seem. May this story strengthen our faith, deepen our love and awe for Allah, and increase our submission to His will. If you found this story beneficial, don't forget to like, comment, and share so more people can learn from this extraordinary event. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more Islamic stories full of wisdom. Assalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I conclude, please allow me to sincerely apologize if in this presentation there were any words that were inappropriate or unintentional mistakes. As a human, I am certainly not free from errors. May Allah forgive all my shortcomings and mistakes, and I hope that you all can forgive me as well. My hope is that what has been conveyed today can become beneficial knowledge and bring us closer to His pleasure. Thank you for your attention and patience.